Hey team, how are you? Thanks so much for getting back to me. Very interesting site, infofamouspeople.com. Definitely a lot of revenue potential here to really drive the revenue and also kind of maintain a very high standard of user experience. Obviously, Core Web Vitals is a big part of what we do. Anyway, I'll split this video into three distinct sections and I'll keep it nice and short and to the point. So I'll talk briefly about kind of our revenue optimizations we can make, user experience enhancements, and then also a bit about our commercial model at the end as well. Just to kind of clarify at the very start, we are a Google publishing partner. So we are certified and we follow very strict health and safety scores for really looking after publishers' safety and keeping very publisher first. So, in terms of our general kind of revenue optimization tools, here's a brief overview of what we can really offer you guys. So, big part of what we do and the main thing that we really makes us stand out from other competitors is our multivariable testing suite. So we test on everything to make sure you have the optimal setup and optimal tools implemented. Other factors that we do is ad block monetization, price floor algorithm, of course ad refresh, which I think I seen you had, I could be wrong, and auction optimization as well. So to really pinpoint on infofamouspeople.com what I'd work on and what we'd look to do on the site to boost your revenue. And I know I mentioned 4,900, but could certainly go past that figure. So when I load the site here, ads load up here, and the footer unit here loads at quite a slow speed. So that's slightly worrying for me in terms of really driving that revenue. I'm just gonna try one more time as we want very fast speed. What we really do is having fast tagged as loading. So benefit here that I saw from SimilarWeb. So I did see a 43% US traffic. That's very, very nice for CPM. We like to keep CPM at a high rate while we really drive the auction. But I'm going to focus right now on header bidding. So when I seen your header bidding auction, what I seen was five bids at the moment. One, two, three, four, five, six bids, apologies. So Smile Wanted, RTB House, Media.net. In terms of the types of bids that these are, they are generally quite low quality bidders, so they wouldn't bid to the extent that such an Amazon would bid. And that's what makes us stand out even further. So we have a partnership with Amazon and Teads, and these are two very premium partners. So especially in your US traffic, that's where the linkage come in. Amazon will be bidding a lot in the US, and that be able to drive your site inventory value very much so and further down the line. So that's a big, big part of what we could do for you in terms of bidding. But in terms of what makes our auction stand out is we have a lot of partnerships. So we have about over 16 partnerships, as you can see here: Google, Amazon, TripleLift, all high quality bids. And that's what we look to aim for. So when you link this in with our Fuse Intelligent Auctions, this is what our header bidding system is called. What we do here is we take a lot of granular control over your data. So, for example, let's say you have a user that's in the United States with strong Wi Fi. They can handle a lot of revenue tools, so an ad refresh and ad block monetization, and a lot of other tools going on behind the scenes. So we'll probably show this person 15, 16 bids, really drive on the revenue further from your current six bids. And then let's say we have a user that's up in the mountains with a poor device and very slow Wi-Fi. Obviously, they're going to see ads at a slower speed, but we don't want that to happen. So we may only show this user three, four, five bids, and because there's less bandwidth consumption, we're able to have faster loading speed. So ads are still loading at the same speed as the other user. So that's a very, very important metric here. And now I'll just briefly discuss here before I go into everything else is our Fuse experiments. So as I mentioned, in terms of our testing, we test on everything. As I mentioned on header bidding, we'll test on that. We'll test on what's the correct partners we can implement per geo of traffic. So let's say, for example, on your site here, I'll just quickly go back to the geo. Let's say we know for a fact in the United States, TripleLift, Amazon, Teads, for examples, of course, these are high bidders in the United States. We'll implement this on your United States traffic to make sure that you're having a boost on CPM. And then let's say Canada or even Australia, for example, let's say Pubmatic or Rubicon or any other partners on those kind of variations. Let's say they're the big bidders in Australia. We'll have them implemented on your Australian traffic. So all of this testing is done to make sure that we're boosting your revenue to a high extent and making sure you have a high user experience. Other testing we do is ad refresh. What's the best times? Is 30 seconds the ideal time? Is 35 seconds? We'll test on 1% margin of traffic and then implement it. And once we have that in place, really drive your revenue. Price floors as well, ad placement, all of this is tested on. So we'll test what's the best units. Should we have sticky footer units implemented? Side sticky units, video players, an option we have. All of this is tested on. So I'll just click into something here just to kind of show you as an example. So if I click in, apologies, my internet doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, I won't waste your time too much on that. But yeah, anyway, all of that is tested on. And then price floors, of course, is another tool we have to really drive revenue. So let's say on your sticky footer unit, let's say you have about a $2 average CPM, or $3, let's say, for example. Even here, actually, just as the page loads for me, this unit here, once I scroll, it's gone out of view. We'll test on a sticky unit. So we'll have a sticky that it stays in place similar to this all the way down. All of this is tested on. But anyway, back to what I was saying about price floor. Let's say this unit here, you have a $3 average CPM and you don't want to go below this. We'll put a $3 price floor so bidders can't bid below this figure. That's the lowest they can bid. And we'll test on $2.90, a $3 price floor, all of these different variations, just to be able to see what's the best possible one to really boost the revenue up. How can we get it even further than what it's already at? Very important metric. So yeah, that's mainly the gist of all of our just a small portion of our revenue tools. Of course, we have ad block monetization. It's very important to be able to recover any of your ad block revenue because most publishers have about a 15 to 40% ad block rate. So that's a very, very important metric to have. And then, of course, we do offer stuff like video player. I did notice you already have that, so I won't go into detail on that. But briefly then, quickly about our user experience. So this is very much at our forefront of our focus because, as I mentioned, we want fast loading speed. So what I just mentioned there about having control over users, geo, their device type, their internet speed, that's our adaptive tag, and it's all built into it. So what this does is it takes all of this into account and it makes sure to load ads at faster speeds as possible. So no matter what the user situation is, our tag can recognize this and ensure that the tag still loads fast, it's still lightweight, the page is still lightweight to be able to load them at the same speed. So it's never affected, and also in turn, revenue is never affected. So bandwidth consumption and high viewability is big things of what we do. And again, just some other points as well, some brief kind of tools we have on the user experience side, something like a lightning first load. So what we do here is as soon as the page loads, the banner ad unit, we like to have this load instantly. So it's very fast. So it's the way any user, let's say I go onto my mobile phone right now, a user scrolls instantly. So we want to make sure we're capitalizing on the revenue from the banner ad unit for this. And then after that, we'll probably implement a lazy loading. So of course, ads only loading as the user scrolls down the page. Again, keeping the site lightweight and keeping it flowing nicely for every user. But yeah, that is the main kind of points that I did want to mention. You mentioned who we work with. Broadsheet.com is a big partner in the United States that we work with. Just as an example, as an article site that we work with. So it's a very, very high quality article site. So as you can see here, the content is very high quality. I click into it here. Instantly, we've got 14 bids happening at the moment. So we've got Teads, we've got Amazon bidding, and all these other bidders happening at the moment on each different article page. So if I click back here, we've got 6 bidders on the homepage because obviously you want a very, very fast homepage. The direct ad loads at the top. And then once we click in to an article, there we have it here. Ad loads at fast pace. Again, as I scroll, and then we have the sticky unit on the side there as well. So that's another partner we work with. We work with a lot of kind of major publishers across the world. Different kind of backgrounds. For example, we work with the biggest weather site in Australia, so weatherzone.com. So we work with these guys, 8 million traffic, and we work with one of the largest radio sites in the world, Online Radio Box. So a lot of what we do is we do work with a lot of kind of major publishers. So these guys have 18 million monthly visits. So we work with a range of publishers, and yeah, the ones that we are very, very familiar with your sites, we'd be very confident to be able to drive your growth. Just to kind of really finish up on our commercial model here as well, we have no lock-in terms of our contract. So let's say you guys wanted to test for 1 month and see how performance turned out. And then let's say you, for any reason, you weren't unhappy and you want to revert back to your old setup. That's no problem at all. There's no lock-in terms on our contract. Very confident in our performance. So that's a very important metric for us as well. Anyway, guys, I'll leave the video there and drop it in an email. And yeah, be great to continue the discussion. Very nice site, and fully believe we can drive your revenue even more. Cheers, guys. Have a great day.